Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 900 freaking days for the 11th of August. So the curse update has already went out, and I feel like I shouldn't repeat myself. So if you want to know about what happened to the curse offensive, check out the main channel on DPA. The report is already out. So we're going to cover all the other frontline in this situation report, and there is some huge news. So despite that, the curse offensive is looking like shit for the Russians. There is some massive updates over at the New York front, and the New York front has collapsed. Yeah, pretty much collapsed. But if you look at this, yeah, it's pretty much gone. At this moment, is collapsing very quickly. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll go on from the clockwise direction. We're going to go into the Kharkiv front. So over at the Kharkiv front, there is fighting reported over in Onorobivka. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, they also strike Ukrainian forces over at Kozacha Lopan. So Russian forces probably attacking in this area here. I'm not sure what is the reason. Maybe it could be a distraction, or it could be there is some Ukrainian forces gathering around here. But the Russian forces previously has attacked Sonitsky Kozachok, so I don't think the Ukrainians will want to attack from this region here. The over at Kozachok Lopan, this most likely is some kind of a shelling rather than some kind of incursion, because previously they would have caught an attack over at Kraniv. So anyway, the Russians continue to harass in this region here, but it is probably nothing burger. Over on the rest of the Kharkiv front, there is fighting reported in Voschansk as well as Taiki. Information coming from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So, for the pro-Ukrainian guys, yeah, I do have Ukrainian sources. Please, I'm not pro-Russian, and I'm also not pro-Ukrainian, so don't bet on that. So that's it from this Kharkiv front. Pretty quiet as compared to the crazy things happening in Kursk. Over at the Kupiansk front, there is nothing over the Sinkivka region. There is some geolocation of Ukrainian forces in the rear positions, which is confirming that they are actually there, they are defending. Over the Pischane region, where we have these massive updates around here, Russian forces continue to be attacking in the region of Pischane and towards Klushkivka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Russian forces are also attacking the area of Berestove, according to the Ukrainians. So we will continue to monitor and see how these go, because we just have this intel drop of all these updates. So I don't think they will drop another information so soon. Ukraine forces are geolocated further around the Berestove region. One of this is just off where the Russians were. However, this is shelling by armed forces of Ukraine on the servicemen of the Russians. Sorry, this is the wrong color, which is why I was thinking. So these Russian forces geolocated around here. So, yeah, that's it. There's fighting reported at Stemakivka. This is over the Svetove front. Nothing particularly special about this. And so we move into the Crimea front. Fighting is reported at Makievka, Nevsky, towards Novosadove, Toske, as well as Serbianske Forestry. This area continues to be reported as such for all this while, so nothing much to really talk about. Over at Nevsky itself, a lot of geolocation of Ukrainian forces getting hit by artillery. So this helps us to confirm Ukrainian positions around here, and this continues to be in a position where the Russian mapping might still be actually correct. So didn't result in any invalidation of the Russian mapping. So they're very interesting. So let's go on. Over at the Sivers front. At the Sivers front, Russian Sivers offensive continues with fighting reported at Verkhamokanyamsky, Sperne, Ivano-Darivka, and Vimka. This time around, we do not have anything being reported at Bilohorivka. So this is what it is. Ukrainian forces not around Perezne got airstruck by the Russian Air Force. So there is a fat bomb hitting there. So that's it. No updates around here. We move into the Bakhmut front. At the Bakhmut front, Russian forces continue to harass Ukrainian forces at Chasiv, Ivaniske, and Klishchiivka. We haven't seen Klishchiivka for quite some time, I think, since the 4th of August, which is why, there's 11th. So that's interesting to me. But yeah, not much progress around here. Continue to be a pinning operation as far as I am concerned. We move into the New York front where the biggest updates are. And one hell of diarrhea around here. The Ukrainian salients continue to get squashed around here with the Russian forces having massive advances all across the front line. The entire fortified front line is now collapsing, it's falling. And once this fall and this one close up, this two location close up, then it would be one hell of a free run for the Russians. So we are talking about a huge chunk of location. This includes the entire eastern part of New York, almost the entirety of the eastern part of New York. The first line over at this defensive line here, the southern area here along the city, eastern part of the city is gone. It's totally fallen to the Russians, which means the Russians can now penetrate through generally unentrenched positions just through the cities. And in the Piftane region, the Russian forces also, wrong color, also have taken everything, and they have basically stormed into the fortified region. I would imagine there is no Ukrainian forces around here, because the way how it collapsed means the Ukrainians have ordered a mass withdrawal from this position. So, and with the Russians already taken the western part of New York, and they are pushing northward towards Nelepivka, this is probably a full retreat. So I wouldn't say it's a rout. I would say it's a retreat, because it doesn't look like a rout. It's more like they cannot defend. They quickly run away, and you can call it a rout, but no, that depends on whether Russians are giving chase. Given the number of mines and everything, it's not really a rout. No, you can't, because it's not a mobile maneuver warfare kind of thing yet. So I would just call this a retreat. If it's a rout, I will tell you it's a rout. It's just that doesn't feel like it to me. Over the Torex sector, the Russians continue to push across the entire front line from Druzhba to Pivnishne towards Torex and in the Zalizne region. So continue to push along here. Ukrainian forces geolocated to be hammered. No, not hammered. Wrong word. Burnt by the TOS-1A thermobaric missiles. So yeah, they are gone. They're dead. Like there is instant death. So which means the Russians is going to push through from yet another vector of attack towards Torex. So things are looking extremely bad for the Ukrainians around the New York front. And the pro-Ukrainian side, the reporting from the pro-Ukrainian side probably will just ignore this, because they have all the marvelous things happening in Kursk to talk about. But yeah, enjoy while it lasts. I don't think it's going to last very long. But this New York front, this is massive, important. The most fortified line has fallen. So this is gone. I don't think the Ukrainians are here at all. They are all gone for sure. So which is why the Russians are just going to walk through. But they have to walk through very carefully because of the possible booby traps, minefields, and whatnot. So I have no idea where the next front line is going to be at this moment. Maybe they're going to hold at Nelepivka. Maybe not, because of the danger of the pincer. So I'm not sure where the next front line is going to be. Probably around here. This is probably the next line, just off Leonidivka, and along this city of Torex. Torex, and maybe the forest region. I think this is where the next line is going to be, because yeah, they can't hold position in this circle here. This is a extremely terrible place to hold a line. Yeah, I've mentioned this before. I've done the analysis already. I'm not going to repeat myself. And this collapse continues over on the other side of this column, which is no longer looking like a column. I don't know what it looks like now. With the Russian forces expanding pretty greatly, quite a lot, towards Pentemelenivka, and the entire forest and tree line on the eastern part of Alexandropol has been taken. Phone call. I got a phone call, and now I have no idea what I've just said. So, should be eastern part of Alexandropil. So, this is currently going. It's like a tsunami heading westward, and they're gonna slam on the Ukrainian faces over here, and this is gonna be quite disastrous. I'm not sure if the Ukrainians would dare to hold a position right now, but it doesn't look like they have much choice because yeah, if they don't hold, then where they have to hold? The Russians will just keep continuing to push, and yeah, I still cannot believe this is happening. Yeah, we have talked about so long about New York front is such a boring front, and then yeah, in the space of a few months, the whole thing just collapsed. Russian forces over at the northern part of the Adiyevka front, Russian forces attacked in the area of Kalinove, Novo-Alexandrivka, as well as Vodizenka. So this continues, no change. This is pretty much the Russians has been doing much over at the Adiyevka front. We move over to the Pokrov sector. Russian forces are attacking Krodivka, Olivka, Mykolaievka, as well in the area of Zeleny. And the front line probably have already moved, I guess. But we haven't seen any updates regarding this in the mapping. So we'll continue to wait. But the fighting has definitely moved into Olivka and Mykolaievka, as per reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. They have basically acknowledged that the fighting have moved this place. So so that's it from this area. In the southern flank, we have nothing except for one geolocation of a FPV hitting a Max Pro, so near of Nevelsky. So yeah, quite interesting why the Max Pro is there. Yeah, I wonder. We move on. Over at the Marinka region, there is Russian forces getting hit by Ukrainian ATGM and FPV drones as they try to attack in the area of Georgievka, probably trying to push out. So no, yeah, this is just part of war. Nothing special about it. What all I care is just the Russian forces geolocated over there. We move over to the highway between Konstantinivka and Voleda. New geolocation. And other than the Russian continue the battle of Konstantinivka, this I already covered yesterday with some updates of the Russian pushing, having new territory over the eastern part. This is significant as well. Russian forces have been geolocated just off the heavy entrenchment along the junction towards Vodian, and the Russian forces basically, I think they will just overrun the entrenchment because I don't think the Ukrainians are there. And which means that this is going to be the second point of contact that the Russians have firm control along the highway. So previously there was this, if you look at some mapping, they might draw this part as under Russian control. This is where the suicide charge was, the armored vehicle that went on the suicide charge. They drove all the way down to the edge of the highway and then got destroyed. So which is why on our mapping they are not here. So this is the first one where the Russians raise a flag around there. So now we have a new one over here. So the Russians are basically on the doorstep of moving towards Vodian. The distance between the geolocation and the highway is less than 500 meters. So we are going to see pretty much, you can see the entrenchment around here. The Russians is already here. I have my doubts whether the Ukrainians are defending here. Reason being, the location could have airstrike long ago. So yeah, the distance that I showed you is less than 500 meters, very near. So yeah, this is basically playing out as I mentioned before. This is the first vector. They're going to continue to push in the other four vectors, and we are getting closer and closer. So this is the next one that have reached the line. It's a bit like Olympics, which is just over, where they do sprinting and they run, and someone will reach there first, and the second and the third. And moving on, there's nothing else across the rest of the Donetsk front. We move into the Zaporizhia front. At the Zaporizhia front, fighting is reported in the Orikhiv sector. The fighting is reported at Malatomashka, Novodanilivka, and towards Orikhiv. The one at Orikhiv is reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. Novodanilivka was by the Russian Defense Ministry. It's also reported by the Ukrainians in the latest report, which I didn't paste in, but it was reported. The Malatomashka is by the Ukrainians. So let me see. I need to paste this in, because professionalism. Yeah, I thought that was Ukrainian. End up it was a Russian report. I forgot about it. So anyway, yeah. So Russian and Ukrainian defense ministry both talked about fighting in the area of Novodanilivka. So there must be some serious push around here. The same situation is being reported for Mala-Tomashka as well. There is some kind of push around here that is not mentioned, not mapped, not reported by the OC, the open source intelligence, the sources, and but the ministries of defenses on both sides are talking about fighting in this area, and yeah, it's very peculiar. We have to continue to wait. Yeah, we have no choice. So we can we can just cry. We can just cry because no one is telling us what the hell is happening. So we're gonna be sad. So we move on away from Zaporizhia line. And then, we have this very weird incident of a fire breaking out at the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. So one of these cooling tower is putting out dark smoke, a lot of dark smoke, and the bottom part seems to be on fire, and nobody know what the hell is burning. How the hell is there something burning at the bottom? What There must be some kind of a thing for it to burn, but I'm not sure what is burning. So based on the information from the pro-Russian side, they say that is it due to a kamikaze UAV strike. But what did they strike? That's the problem. Well, how does it caught fire? Concrete cannot catch fire. So what is getting burned? I have no idea. The latest information is that there is no radiation change. The nuclear facilities, the nuclear infrastructures is not affected. Yeah, but I have no idea what the hell is happening. It's a very bizarre situation. That footage, the video, that photos is just weird. We move into the Kherson front. At the Kherson front, fighting is reported towards the Pridniprovsky direction. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, 2 attacks. As per this report, there is probably more after that. I think, do I have a sum up version? 8. The final count is 8, but yeah, that's all. No one, the Russian side didn't talk about it. No sources talk about it. So we just have to take it as what the Ukrainians say, and yeah, that's about it. So anyway, this is the situation report sans minus the curse update, because the curse update is a separate video. It's very lengthy, so I don't think I should repeat it again. So anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. Anyway, oh yeah, I think I didn't mention it. The Russians are building defenses over just south of the Kursk nuclear power plant. So anyway, I might have missed that, but anyway, this is it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update.